Hey, bitches!
Why? It's always on your intros.
It's because I am what we call fucking worthless and just bad at doing things.
I thought you were gonna say dedicated and I was gonna smack you.
No, I'm fully admitting no skill whatsoever involved in any of this.
So what are we talking about today, Andy?
Today we are talking about my what was it, number three?
I think it
I think it was
was.
my number three. We're going with Welcome to the NHK.
Oh, good lord, the show.
It's a rough one. It's
Okay, before anything, let me ask, which character was it that you put as waifu-ish?
oh, Misaki.
Misaki?
Yeah.
Why?
There's rationale behind it. There is. It doesn't seem like there is, but there is.
Why?
She will
She's
do anything. Like,
she's fucking psychotic.
who isn't?
Oh my god. Like she's not Yuno from Yuno from Future Diaries bad, but good lord.
She has. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Before we get any freaking further in,
Okay. Okay.
yes
Yes.
or no?
Sorry. I had to ask that because that was been bothering me for a
No,
while.
no, no. Like, we'll
We'll
go
come
over
back
it.
to it.
We'll come back to it. Like, we'll get there, but you have to say the yay or nay.
No,
No?
I did not like this series.
All right.
Like it
That's fair.
I'm not putting it on okay.
It's not on a shit list.
It's not the worst I've ever seen. Like hands down, it's not the worst series. Like I ended up reading the entirety of the manga on this, which I think how many episodes was this? 24?
I think it was 24.
The manga only was 40 chapters. And it like finished the entire series. So I'm guessing like the entire series was finished within the episodes.
I
But
believe so.
yeah, but spoiler warning, the ending was like basically he ends up moving back, gets his life back on track. She ends up actually graduating from school.
I think so.
Okay. So yes, the entire so okay, there's no like me somehow getting ahead. So the whole premise of this show was there's it basically deals with essentially mental illnesses of people.
Oh yeah. And
Like
like
that's
it
and
I should
I'm
say it takes a very serious look at them.
yes,
Like it's
it goes with people like a lot of depression and anti-socialism.
um Misaki has has a dependence problem. Um
Yes, she has this delusion that she is an angel and that
Not in the
she
show.
hmm?
Not in the show.
Really?
Yeah. We might be talking
She
about two different things. She does not have that delusion in the show.
okay, correction. Correction. He has that delusion.
He does, yes.
Yes. No, she feels like yeah, she has a huge dependency thing where like and it all boils down to she's dependent on trying to help these broken people, these
Yes.
broken guys.
Like she has an incessant need to be like say like not just like she has a need to help others. Like whether or not that puts her in like the shittiest of situations, she just like what's the flaw in D&D or not D&D GURPS?
And what?
There's GURPS is like general role play or generalized role playing system or something like that. It's but you can take these disadvantages, and one of them is literally like you will do if someone says your name or like says help, you will go no matter what the situation, and you will just do it. Like
Yeah. And like it's so the main protagonist in this is Sato Tatsuhiro,
yeah,
and his whole mental disease is he's delusional. It's almost like is it almost like schizophrenia?
no, he definitely has depression.
Yes.
I'm guessing he has ADD only because his depression isn't consistent. Um, and this is something weird that happens specifically with people who have depression and ADD, or I should say ADHD, where they start having serious mood swings, um, and it's not to the level of bipolar. It mimics bipolar, but a lot of the time it favors the depressed side of things, and
Yeah.
that kept him inside like a lot. He does have some paranoia,
Yes.
and that I'm not quite sure what that's fueled by, but considering he shuts himself inward so often, I'm guessing that would be I don't know if it'd be internet, because he is shown to be on the internet quite a bit at the beginning.
Yeah, like he does go on his computer a lot.
Yeah, but
And like even throughout the series he gets hooked on like gaming and stuff like that and
he
basically
he does have an addictive personality. Like he'll get addicted to whatever makes him happy at the time.
yes, like here's the thing about this series. It's not a good series for entertainment. It's good like the thing that this series does is it does a good job of portraying these like disorders.
It really does. Like
Like,
what?
and then another one is Sato's his senpai from high school.
Uh, no, I thought it was his. I thought it was the year younger. The Are you talking about Karu?
No, I'm
Kero?
talking about Hitomi.
Oh, he told me. Yeah.
I was referring more to like her sense of like self worthlessness
Well, that gets
and
them all
like
in a whole shit load of trouble. Oh my god.
yeah, and it's just one of those things where like she's just like like she's flat out like depression slash like suicidal.
Like, I like the show because it's broken people trying to help each other.
They're all pieces trying to make trying to make one puzzle.
Like, like at no point is any character in the show functional. Like by
Other than Sato's parents.
but I'm saying like by like the side characters, yeah, like you can understand like they get along, but like in terms of like being like a complete functional member of society, like they're all dysfunctional in some serious aspects.
Yep.
And I think that's why I like the show, is because like I've lived through. I think it's partly because like I've lived through a lot of that.
Like it one of the things, it's like I understood the meaning of this show where it's trying to like basically address these issues and like trying to portray them and how they are kind of like a serious type thing. But it's one of those things where it's like towards like the towards like the second half of the series, it's like I was more or less like, it's like I understand these people have these things, but like it just boiled down to the same repetition, which that's what happens with people like this. Like I'm referring more to like just the anime itself. Like I understand
Oh
people
yeah.
have certain disorders and they need help for them, but it's one of those things where it's like it boils down to, I say boil down a lot. It with like Sato especially, he's just like, "Oh, I've come to the realization that, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my life back on track." And nope. And it's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." Somebody else says, "Nope." And then he just reverts back to his other self. Like he doesn't want to be like how he is anymore. But it's the fact that all these other broken characters are keeping him down.
It happens a lot.
Especially
Especially.
whatever. Why can't I remember? For some reason, she's not even on the list of characters.
What, Masaki?
Yeah, but like especially Misaki. Any time he's kind of showing a little bit of self improvement, she kind of shoots him down a little bit
Well,
because she's not the one helping him.
that's her that's her entire issue, is like she has to be the one to be relied on, and that's her flaw, and that's why like I know I know it just doesn't seem right, but like I like the show because of that. Like there's always going to be someone who just makes it difficult. The only thing is that the person that was making it difficult for him to move on is the same person who's trying to move him on.
Yes. The only person that I will I'll say this, the only one of these, like the main characters that was more, I'd say more or less understanding than like damaging, was Kaoru.
Yeah.
Because he was crazy as well, but not to the point where like he wasn't so much of a broken individual. He was just very antisocial.
Well, Karu had his own problems too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like his main thing was he was super antisocial.
Oh, it wasn't just that. Like he was also he also had what was it? He also had sadistic tendencies, which didn't really show up. I don't know if you remember it, but specifically when Sato got addicted to video gaming.
Oh, and he played as that one other character that Sato was like relating to and thought
Yeah.
was like a real friend and stuff and growing a real connection. Then it just pans to Kaoru. He's like, I wonder how he'd react if he knew it was me.
Yeah.
And just giving like a really evil grin. Yes, he has that, but at the same time, it's one of those things where when it boiled down to when like Sato would end up getting into like other situations with like all these other side characters, or like all the other character like quote unquote main characters, like the thing with Hitomi, when he ends up going with her to this one island or whatever, not know like before an online like an offline online meetup or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't know what it was for, and whatever, and then basically like Kaoru was telling what's her face that, because she comes over, she's just like, where is he, like this is like some whatever, this is like a suicide, like basically a suicide meetup. And
Yeah.
Kaoru's just like, Sato's not gonna do it. He'll come back. Like he's not he may have problems, but he's not suicidal.
Well, that was just the thing, is like him playing that off as he wouldn't do that. Like that's part of the sadistic tendencies, because like you will, like, as you know, as
But
like, having
it's
those
one.
tendencies, you'll end up like, for horrible things that happen to other people, like that you know that you actually have some sort of connection to, you tend to defuse it so that you don't actually create action towards helping that person. It's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, and I understand in some situations, like like in real life, there are people who are just like, oh yeah, this person would do that, and then they do end up killing themselves, and they were just kind of ignoring that issue. But the way I viewed it was like Haru legitimately understood Sato and like what he's going through, his tendencies and stuff, because like the only like interactions that like friends that they had were each other.
actually, do you want to? Should we point this out? Like, there's like four main. There's four characters really. Like when it comes down to it, right?
More or less, yeah.
Like there's very little in terms of like external communication going on, and I think that speaks a lot to um, people who are specifically like just out of like college, just like just getting into the world, which is when this is kind of taking place, right? Like, so he finally got out of schooling, hasn't been into schooling, whatever, and he's kind of just out on his own like the first time, and like just not having any of those ties.
Yeah.
Like,
Cause like they mentioned in high school that like as soon as the senpai graduated, like he was just by himself.
yeah.
He
I'm
had
saying
like
like
nobody.
all of these characters are pretty much the same in terms of like all of a sudden like they had nobody.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I personally liked it because of like how they handled the issues, like, but
Yeah. Like it it does touch a lot on the like real life like mental issues.
yeah. Well, I'd say like it's a way more serious adult themed show.
Oh yes.
Like,
And like and I do give it that, but it's like I guess the best way to describe it is like I would definitely not recommend it to people who are looking to be like entertained. If people are curious about like certain like basically mental disorders and stuff like that, and how they can like how they are not I guess like how they like some people can like are portray the people who have them portray like reality and stuff, and like what they go through. This is this is almost kind of like in a sense almost educational,
yeah, I'd say that.
but it's not. I wouldn't consider it like entertaining because like these kinds of issues aren't entertaining to watch.
I
Like I like I don't know. Like I didn't feel like entertained reading this.
Yeah, and we should put out that you like I watched it, you read it.
Yeah, but it's the same series because like it's
Yeah,
so short that there's no filler.
yeah,
So like what you saw is what I read.
yeah. But
Because
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if exactly like moving picture flashing lights was like made a difference in this one.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
each chapter was actually relatively long in comparison for like mangas, so like it portrayed a lot.
Yeah, but I don't know. I say yes, give it a shot. I mean, literally, it's one of those that like you can watch like the first episode or two, and then like just
Get the gist of it.
never go back to it, and like if you didn't like it, not feel like you missed out. But like,
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, most of the episodes are pretty samey.
yeah. Well, I
Like
mean,
it had a couple okay funny moments, but nothing like none that I can remember off the top of my head. I do remember laughing at like a couple things that they were like joked around about.
Yeah, occasionally there is like a break in the just like overwhelming depression, but like they're few and far in between.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I liked it a lot more just because there are not many shows that take that angle.
Yeah.
Right?
Like this was definitely a unique show.
Cuz what, I've been giving you like a whole bunch of like comedies, and then like we got serious here for a little bit, and like
You gave me a couple serious ones right after another.
well,
Actually,
that's what
this
I'm saying.
is like
Like
the third.
recently,
This is like the third serious one you gave me.
well, that's okay. It's about to end.
Cause you gave me like Evil or Live, this, and then Corpse Party.
Oh yeah, next one's Corpse. Oh, Waste Game. When is? Did we do Corpse Party already? I don't remember. Okay.
You gave it to me as a list of like a bunch of things that you want me that like potential ones, and I ended up like just knocking it off and stuff like that.
Should we just
Because surprise, we don't record.
Should we just not bullshit around? Like,
we don't record these in order, obviously.
We're like so out of order with this one.
Oh. Hey, it's getting released in order. It's just we don't record things in order.
Usually we do, but this one somehow like
it took me a little bit to get through it.
Took it in the butt. Hey, at least it did better than Gossick, which we still haven't fucking touched.
And probably never will.
I liked that show though.
I'm sure you did.
It was fucking weird.
Oh. I don't know. We've seen some weird shit on this, like out of all the things we've watched and talked about. But, anyways,
It's like
I
weird
think we've
Sherlock
pretty much.
Holmes.
I think we've pretty much said our piece about this series.
Yep. Split decision.
Very split decision. You only like it because it has one of your waifus in it.
I like it because it like at the time like that's kind of what it was like. Like I'm coming off of like
personal experiences and stuff like that.
Like my personal drought of fucking depression, and then like
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that taints things.
Yeah, I understand like why I can understand why like you found intrigue in this show.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say give it a shot, but I'd say give it a shot without committing, right?
Yeah,
non-committal.
I will say that at least like I'd say at least watch like the first couple episodes like, just to kind of get like a feel for the characters and stuff.
First two, don't commit to number 3 until you like kind of get the gist.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we'll call it at that. That's fine. Fuck. Okay, so that's mine. So then I don't remember what's the.
The one that I'm giving you next is Daily Life of High School Boys.
Ah. That one.
Because I've already said we don't record these in order.
Yeah. Well, it was just a thing. Like, we were having this conversation. I thought this was actually... Like, I thought you switched at least 2 of them. But then you didn't.
No.
I think.
I've been good in keeping order.
Okay. As long as someone's keeping track, I'm just gonna sit here and like watch my show with my finger at my ass.
Anytime I've forgotten, I've just gone back and kind of like watched the ending of our videos to see like who recommended what.
It tickles the prostate in all the good ways.
Oh my god! Just end the show.
Abandoned ship, fuck!